All right. All right. Yeah, that's right. It's been a while. It's been a while. We're all out of shape, and welcome back, everybody, to our Loosey Goosey show about town. Big Daddy Russ Horton, myself, Lee Lakin, and Leah Lywood. We are back together once again, my friend.
Yeah, we're back together like the Beatles.
Jeez, Murphy, it's been a long couple of weeks. Everybody's sick with this bird flu or whatever the hell they're going to call it.
It's not COVID. I was tested. It wasn't.
I was testing through the whole thing too. Yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't COVID, but everybody's relatively healthy. I'm a little down dressed compared to Big Daddy here today, but that's okay.
Well, I had my hair cut at Royal Barbershop downtown Georgetown.
Right on.
What a great! There's 3 guys down there, very young and very contemporary. They got the tunes rocking. You go in there and everybody's happy. You're sitting there and you're going like this. You got the TV going, and they give me. So I thought
I got my Black Rose shirt on as usual, my good friends at Black Rose Guitar House. But once again, we are on location at the Appalachian. This is going to be our last week here for the summer, or till the summer ends anyway. We're going to be back at Lee's Garage coming up next week. We might pop in once in a blue moon if we've got some special stuff going on. So
plus you're going to be playing here too.
That's going to be happening. I'm here all the time anyway. But once again, we're here at the Appalachian, 68 Main Street North in Georgetown. Great food and the little room that rocks. And all we can smell is the fish and chips, eh?
As soon as I came in here, I just
boom. Now it's Tiger Bomb, but it was fish and chips. But that's a whole other story. We'll get into that later. But we're making some changes to the show. We're going to try and do our news, but we're going to try and make it a little bit more lighthearted.
A little lighter, yeah.
Yeah, you know, not so negative and kind of bummed out, because you can get your news anywhere. But we want to bring it to you in a little bit better format and talk a little bit about our radio stations and stuff that we're doing.
That's what we do, basically. Radio and video and vlogs and all that stuff. And now that COVID seems to be taking a hike a little bit, we're going to
seems to be on the back burner, yeah.
We're going to be a little bit more active with things that we do on the vlog. And some of the guests that we have coming up in the future, going to be local people that make a difference. It may be political, it may be, we may have athletes on, but we're going to really, I'd like to get Mayor Rick on before he does
before the election's done,
his mayoral toll.
And heads up to Wasaga for his retirement.
Yeah, I talked to Rick and his wife there about an hour the other day, and they're very happy. And they went down to Houston to see their.
I saw those pictures too. That was cool.
To their family down there. And, actually, Mayor Rick, if you might have spotted him at the Astros game down in Houston when the Jays played.
That's right.
They planned it at the right weekend, and there was 2 games for the Jays at Minute Maid Park. So there was our mayor wandering around Houston.
One guy we're going to have on in the next couple of weeks is the Acton BIA manager, Alex Hilson, my guitar player as well in my band.
Happy birthday.
Yes, and it is his birthday today, so I wanted to mention that. He's having a little bit of a celebration at the Clay Oven in Acton from 7 till 9 on this Friday night. And it might have been last night. It was last night. But we still want to say a big happy birthday. Big happy birthday to Alex. He's a great friend of the show. He's a good friend of mine.
Love him.
We love Alex and everything he does. And a little bit of news that has come down the pipe is that Lee's Garage is going to be part of Leathertown Festival this year. Thank you to Alex and Kim Duncanson and Harry Rudolph, as a matter of fact. We've all come together and we're working out the details right now. But Lee's Garage is going to be the main source for music at Acton Leathertown Festival this year. So I'm really stoked about that, considering this is the anniversary of our COVID that we did.
I remember that, and I was just seeing that.
Yeah, the video.
Are we planning on doing anything like that again?
Yeah, we're going to do another one. May 22nd is the opening of Lee's Garage, and we're going to do another COVID and raise some money for our healthcare frontline workers. So we managed to raise $1,500 2 years ago, so if we can match that or beat that goal, I'd be really, really happy.
Now, of course, we're brought to you by Max Tires, and they have the lowest prices on tires anywhere in Ontario, according to
Bold statement.
Yeah. And, of course, 905-873-9255. You should have your snows off by now. I think we're late enough in the year to say
I think you can,
pretty safe. But we did get a blast there about a week ago, a week and a half ago.
Next few days look good, though.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, patio's open here at the Appalachian, so you want to get out on the patio, come on down.
And don't forget Max Tires at 61 Guelph Street, right across from Fred's Towing.
Yeah.
Which they also own. And Easy Taxi, downtown Georgetown, there, right by the creek.
Right by the high school.
All right, so the big story, I guess, right now, no change in the number of people hospitalized with COVID-19 in local hospitals. And according to the latest hospitalization data from Joseph Branton and, I guess, Halton Healthcare, currently 29 patients with COVID-19, 15 in the Oakville Hospital, 7 in Burlington, 5 in Milton. We have 2 here in Georgetown with COVID at the moment, and no new deaths, which is
yeah, you're not really hearing that the death numbers so much. It's people just getting sick, really.
Well, more so now than they were before.
Yeah.
I mean, when COVID first came out, I didn't meet anyone that had it.
No.
And then in the last year, everyone has it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had it and we weren't told we had it, because I was told about these rapid tests that they're not that. When I had mine done, it said negative, but I might have been positive.
But that's what I said. I said, it's funny. A lot of people had similar to what we had, and some were more COVID. So who knows?
Exactly.
Nobody knows. My doctor wouldn't
My
even see me.
immune system will take care of it.
My doctor wouldn't even see me, but he did tell me to treat it as if it was COVID. 5 days. When you feel better, come on out.
You guys were almost 2 weeks, really.
Well, we had it. I had it in 2 different
Over a few
ways.
weeks.
I came back to work for a few days. I felt a little bit dry, but I was all right. And then, boom! Last weekend, 2 weekends in a row, I've been hit with it. Boom! I'm talking on your back in bed, sleep like.
Well, I just wanted to sleep most of the time. That's what I did most of
It's
the time.
when your body heals, right?
I just wanted to the first week and a half. I'd get up and go down to do something and back upstairs and into bed.
Keep your masks on, folks, when you're in close quarters with people. When you're going around, walking around the mall, there's a bit of space between you. Take it off, or do what you want. But I'm keeping my mask on for a while.
I'm still carrying mine with me. Speaking of the mall, Halton Regional Police are investigating a break-in and theft at the Georgetown Marketplace, which is a bizarre place to have a break-in. Officers released images of 2 suspects the other day. They were on our Facebook page as well, in hopes of triggering arrests in this case. Police say the 2 men entered the popular mall after hours, went to the lottery kiosk that one in the center there. It was closed for the evening, and proceeded to remove lottery tickets and cigarettes. And this was back on April 8th. And it's but like I say, the images are on our Facebook page, so you can check that out if you recognize these guys.
Or in the Independent, one or the other.
One of them.
The pictures are there, but I looked at them. They look familiar, but I don't know.
Not quite, yeah. Like it
you know what I mean? So check it out on our pages.
Somebody out there might know who they are. Help the police investigate this situation and get these guys nabbed, and 2 stolen lottery tickets. What do you like?
That's crazy.
Like
Could be worth billions.
Well, but the thing is all those numbers are registered through a barcode system. So even if you win a scratch thing and you go to take it in and that number pops up, they're going to go, oh, well, that was stolen out of that kiosk.
Oh yeah.
That's not the smartest thing they could have done.
Well, I don't think they're geniuses, these two.
Well, by the looks of them, no.
Yeah, but that's a pretty bold move to do right in the middle of the mall there,
Let's help the police find these guys.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
when you're wandering through the mall in after hours, it is
eerie.
That kiosk is very open.
Oh, very much so.
Because it's right in the middle there, and they're not going to break into a store because they're locked up, but you can get into that kiosk pretty quick.
Easy. I would think so, yeah.
So we have to watch and make sure that we help the police with, and throughout the months and years to come, we always help the police. We're going to get our own little
media
communications advisory, where we get emails directly from them and the school board, just like the other media do in town. So change our and as you mentioned, we're laying back on some of the news stories a little bit and talking more about the stuff that's going on that's important in town, like rock and roll music,
exactly,
and beer and dancing and
eating out on the patio and
the patio's ready. It's here at the Appalachian, and the patio's all over town, I guess, already.
Yeah, even Issa down at Shoeless Joe's, he was getting his patio ready too. So
This is a beautiful patio at that place. You know, what a great idea by the town to allow these guys to not have to pay extra for the patios, because you know.
Well, they're doing that in Toronto as well. You know, they've got TO Toronto or whatever it's called, and doing all their patios downtown. So it's really cool to be able to
Melanie
see.
there.
Yes. Good.
Not too bad. We should get Melanie on the show once in a while.
No, it's okay.
Oh, it's okay. One of the owners of the Appellation, of course. Yeah. Nice to hear from you there, Mel. And it's nice to be back after we've all been sick for 3 weeks. We didn't want to come in and breathe on you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
I don't think we could have even.
If I wanted to, exactly, yeah.
No, you have to have respect for this flu that's going around.
Absolutely. If you have this, stay home. Don't come out.
Now, you remember this Assassins game that was going on?
That was just before COVID hit, wasn't it?
Right. Halton police are warning high school kids about a trend that they hope it's not coming back, but it probably is. The force issued a warning Tuesday on social media. We heard the Assassins game may be coming back. Please don't. It's dangerous.
Absolutely.
Listen to this. The cops get a little funny with the kids here. Instead, do your homework and go to bed early. Probably just as much fun, police said in a tweet. In the past several years, like Halton police have been called to multiple incidents in Oakville and other areas, including Halton Hills, of reports of teens running around with weapons, which turned out to be the youths involved in the game, using water guns or fake weaponry.
But they look real.
Yes, due to the nature of the call, police are a little upset about this. There have been instances where tactical officers are actually brought out to report possible guns.
Well, they had
people are running around.
I think the last story we had was the lockdown at Georgetown High.
Yeah.
With all the tactical guys out there, just because these guys
What
were
a waste
playing
of time for professional people
Exactly.
to be running around doing that. It's great for their practicing, I guess.
But
they don't want to be doing that.
No, and two, you got the schools in lockdown, so all the kids are in fear, and the teachers are
Nobody knows
scared.
what's going
People
on.
are freaking out, and
The incidents caused public distress and gamer and elevated police response. Tuesday, May the 3rd, especially when the guns used to resemble the appearance of a real firearm. So,
and they do look real.
The police are saying, do not play this game.
Yeah.
And like they said, go to bed early and do your homework and drink your milk and eat your cookies.
Yeah.
Be good, boys.
And listen to your mom and dad.
That's right. Don't be running around with firearms in the street or paintball guns either, for that matter.
Well, that too.
That's another one.
That was another one that was happening. Guys were driving around firing paintball guns at pedestrians.
Have you ever been hit by a
They
paintball
hurt.
gun?
Well, and there was a kid that was hurt because there was someone on one of our pages.
Yeah.
And the mother obviously was really upset because it wasn't even what it felt like to get hit. It's the mental capacity of what happens.
You're being shot
danger.
at. You're being shot at.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the weapon is, you're being shot at, and that to me is just, it scares the hell out of you.
I remember.
There should be charges for that too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
when I was a kid-
That's still an assault.
Apparently was horrid.
That's still an assault, in my
I went to
opinion.
paintball once.
That was it.
I got it in the ass, I'll tell you. And my mother, when I went home, I was only 18, 19 years old. My mom says, pull your pants down, let me have a look. And she said, oh, that's left a mark. I said, yeah, Mom, that's good. You want to feel it. When you get hit with a paintball, it's not just
a
a
welt.
minor. It's a welt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
And,
a hard welt for a while.
And,
Yeah.
you can take out an eye if you aim it at somebody.
Somebody's going to lose an eye.
Yeah, that's right. That's what my mother used to say too.
Somebody's going to lose an eye.
Nobody ever did, Ma. But, yeah, you got to be... this
Well,
stupid game that
I
they're
lost
playing.
the sight in one of my eyes, or a good chunk of it anyway,
Yeah.
playing hockey. Yeah, the skate blade broke. Guy hit the goalpost with a skate, and the chunk went right up into my eye.
Oh, you never know, do you?
Dropped like a stone, man. That
guess
is
so.
one of the worst pains I've ever had.
You mess around with your eyeballs.
Well, exactly. Well, then years later, I got into an accident. They put me into an MRI machine, and I was unconscious, and I had this big chunk of metal in my eye. So it was just like turning on a microwave. Lee got cooked in a microwave.
He's been so... the life that this man has led, I'll tell you. Being in radio,
I should have been dead several times.
Yeah, that's no doubt about that.
I've got the 9 lives of Sylvester the cat.
Now, a big problem in Georgetown and the entire province is the lack of affordable housing.
That's
Lee.
Yeah.
What's the story on that?
There's often a part that's overlooked in this conversation. Yeah, affordable housing, especially in Halton Hills, has gotten really out of hand for some strange reason.
It's everywhere right now. It even here is moved out.
Brampton is one of the cheapest places to go right now, believe it or not.
Always has.
But affordable housing has become a big issue for everybody in the Halton Hills area. Now, what they're missing on is these people with intellectual and developmental disabilities waiting for supportive housing options, with some languishing on provincial wait lists for decades, they're saying. One of the most recently published documents on the topic, 2018 report from the Ontario Development Services Housing Task Force, listed almost 16,000 adults with IID or IDD waiting for residential services and classified the situation as a crisis. And it's been growing for at least 20 years. I've seen it out there too. You and I pick up a lot of people from low-income housing and mentally handicapped stuff when we're in the cab, and they're having to live with their parents and stuff because there's no affordable housing for people that have these, a little bit of a mental, but they can still live on their own.
Of course they can.
But they just have some difficulties. So. You talk about low-income housing here in Halton Hills, which you go on a waiting list for years.
We should be protecting these people instead of closing the door.
Absolutely.
They're a part of our hometown family. And, we all take care of each other. And that's the way people in small towns should be.
Absolutely.
Just taking care of everyone. So that's why links to care is so important, and CCAS is so important in this community, because we need all the help we can get. Every community does.
Yeah. Well, this is it. It's across Ontario, or across Canada. You're seeing it happen more and more. You look at the cost of living out in British Columbia and Calgary and stuff like that. It's absolutely insane. When I was on radio out in Calgary, I was an afternoon drive time guy, which is, as you know, the second highest rated show on radio, and I wasn't even making enough to pay my rent.
Buddy, when I was up through Wawa and New Liskeard and all those other towns, I was living on cans of tuna and mayonnaise. Without that, I would have starved to death. And that's one of the wonderful things about radio is you don't earn much money when you first start. You don't earn much money when you get going. But
there's people living that way now.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
They don't have a choice.
That's it.
Groceries are and gas and.
Bye, Shal.
Bye, sweetheart. When it costs a poor bugger who's got a big, beautiful truck $200 to gas it up, that's like a rent payment for some people.
It's going to be more than $200.
When I bought my car 4 years ago, it was $40 to fill it. I put $30 in it last night, and it barely gave me a half a tank.
I'm going to the same thing.
And it's all being blamed on the Russians.
And it isn't. It's not just that. It's greed. It's pure greed. There is no reason for this pricing whatsoever. We manufacture our own bloody fuel, sell it to the U.S., and then buy it back because our Canadian government shut down all of our refineries in this country. If you should supply your own country first and then sell it off. This is just the worst business decision I've ever seen. It's like when they sold Petrocan and sold the 407 and
to the Spanish government.
Yes.
Do you know do they still own that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you pay your 407 bill, you're giving the money all to the Spanish government, not our government.
No.
The Spanish government.
Absolutely. And our government manages it. Yeah. They handle all the money. They handle it all and pay the
All I can say to you is muchos gracias.
We have an election coming, people. Wake the up.
Yes, exactly.
And it's
Now,
not conservative and it's not liberal.
did you see the lights in the night sky? Did you see the lights in the night sky?
My friend Melanie actually took a picture of it.
We had a little bit of a UFO
something going
in
on.
Acton and in Guelph.
You could see at one time. That's what you were seeing.
No, I'm talking about the string of lights floating in the night sky.
Went scooting across.
I didn't see that.
Well, there was a whole thing on Facebook. Guy had videos up, and
It was spotted in Guelph and in Acton.
Yeah.
But it was in the east.
Some people thought it was the London Knights spying on the Guelph storm, but it wasn't.
No.
It was a large light like this. Thursday this happened. What at first was thought to be an unidentified flying object turned out to be satellites that may have been launched by SpaceX. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And
the amount of stuff they're putting up there.
According to Mike Fitch, who's a professor with the Waterloo Center for Astrophysics at the University of Waterloo. That's a long title.
Yeah.
His card was
business card. Yeah.
But anyway, he said that the lights were the sun reflecting off the satellites as they disappeared because they entered into the Earth's shadow. So we saw the lights here.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with the moon sometimes. How you see a little
reflector.
It gets out of it. So the sun, was reflecting this.
And you think about it, SpaceX has been taking up all these satellites. There's tons of satellites up there, so there's all kinds of stuff to, reflect off of. But, I still truly believe that we are not the only intelligent life out there. So.
No, I watched this new movie that came out. It's called Moon something or other, where the moon was an actual alien craft.
Right.
And they didn't know it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case there.
You're loving those movies, aren't you?
Yeah. Who do we have to say hello to for that?
Tracy Quinn. There we
Tracy
go.
Quinn has an amazing service.
Yeah, Halton Android.
And I gave up this another company to go with Bell, and with Bell on high speed, and everything is at your fingertips with this Android box.
Oh God, yeah.
Every movie you could possibly watch. I watched Leave It to Beaver on Australian TV the other day because I can.
Andy Griffith,
all the TV shows are on there, all the channels. Video on demand. I just have to say that because Tracy, I love you, and thank you so much. You've had it for a long time.
Oh God, yeah. I'm so used to it now.
That amplifier stick, I got them all through those.
Yeah, it's just amazing. But that's pretty cool out in Acton and Guelph. The lights in the sky, but that's what it was. They think it was the SpaceX satellite up there shining off.
They didn't come down and probe us, so we're okay.
No. But there are plans for
no more anal probes
for alien anal probes in Acton. I think that are coming up in the months to come. So be careful and watch. You see, remember the bear story we had the other 6 months ago? We're up around Davidson area, around the 32nd Side Road and Regional Road 25. The bear got into some honey. Honey, there's a guy up there
the beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
Yeah, he trashed a bunch of his boxes.
Now, you got to remember, these bears aren't going to attack you, or they're black bear, isn't it? I don't think black bear.
Only if you're a threat to their babies.
If you're a threat to them.
Or food.
But just beware that there is a bear up there. And I've never heard of a bear coming so far south. But he lost all. I'm just wondering where our fries with gravy is.
Jeez, look at that.
There she is. Such a sweetheart.
Thanks,
Thank
Tammy.
So the world famous Appalachian fries with gravy. And so many people that I have offered.
Look at the steam coming off.
Oh boy. And we even have 3 forks. So anyway, that's the big news from Acton about the UFO. So that's what it was. It was SpaceX. Now, of course, we have local radio to talk about. Halton Hills Online, community radio.
Yep.
And in the old days, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, community radio was a very important part of everyday life.
Yeah.
And that's if you turn our radio station on, you're going to hear local news, local weather, local sports, all with the best mix of music. And
local hosts, Russ in the morning, Leah in the midday morning, me in the midday afternoon. We got great shows that come on all the time, 6 till 9.
Saturday, Sunday morning.
Seniors graffiti, 50s, early 60s stuff, great music. Stuff we grew up on, right?
Old jingles too.
Yeah.
I dug up some old jingles and threw them in there, and you'll be hearing Bobby V. You'll be hearing Buddy Holly. You'll be hearing Chuck Berry. All between 6 and 9 in the morning. We call it
No, Dwayne Eddy.
Dwayne Eddy.
You know?
Isn't that guy cool?
We play actually a couple of his tunes in Crazy Chester, so that's why I love Dwayne. I just love his stuff.
My favorite Dwayne Eddy instrumental is Because They're Young.
Yes.
Just a classic. And
these are really hot.
Are they? They smell nice.
Oh.
These fries with gravy. But of course, from 9 till noon, we have the $1 Million Oldies Brunch as well. 60s, 70s, and 80s. We move it up a little bit. So you'll be hearing stuff like Culture Club, Duran Duran, the Beatles,
right.
Rolling Stones. And then at noon on Saturday and Sunday, we play 4 hours of country music.
I was actually listening last Saturday, and some great tunes, man. Great tunes on that Saturday afternoon. I had it cranked up in the garage. It was great.
It's like being out in the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
We call it the Halton Hills Country, and it's a mix of the older stuff and the newer. We'll play Kenny Rogers, and we'll play the new stuff as well.
And of course, Saturdays at 8 p.m. we got your brand new show, the Big 20.
The Big 20 is
it's a brand new show, so you got to check it out.
The Big 20 is actually the freshest music show in the world because it's taking all the genres of music: indie, rock, pop, and what am I missing? Country, and it putting them all together. These are all brand new recordings, and we're on. What's the steam coming out of your nose?
Me can't wait. I don't care. I'll burn myself.
I need the carbs, man.
Yes, you do. And so
gotta
we're
build
very
up this
excited.
girlish figure. So
We're very excited about the Big 20. We're on 13 radio stations already. We're on Australian radio and on shortwave, and
you're telling me that.
We're on a number of British radio stations and one in Belgium, and of course our stations carry the show. And on Halton Hills Online, you can hear the Big 20 every Saturday night at 6 o'clock, following the Top 40 timeline, which I have retired. You know that.
Yeah.
But the old shows are all in the can.
Exactly.
We have 13 years of archived shows from the McGibbon Hotel with Gary the History Guy. And we're running that this weekend. I think we're running May of 1979 this weekend on the Top 40 timeline.
Well, I was in high school.
What we do with the Top 40 timeline is we take a moment in history, we take a chart, we look at the news events, we look what was on the TV, what was the big movie at the time, and we throw a naked piano player in there, and
popular commercials too at the time.
Old commercials, and we take you back to a window in time that you can never live through again.
No.
But
and a great window in time.
And the 79 show this week is a lot of disco on there. Of course, Claudia Berry and the whole bit. But Rod Stewart is another one. This week at 79, it was Do You Think I'm Sexy? Remember that?
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
And of course, we have Bill Smith at the Weekend Music Mix, commercial free Saturday and Sunday nights, no commercials. All the newer music from 2000 and up. I'm having a hard time with my throat today.
We're all still getting over this crap we've been fighting for the last couple of weeks, so I think we're past the point of contagious now, but
yeah.
I would hope so. 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later. Finally, I do want to finish this off. We do have an exhibition going on at the Helsing Gallery on April 27, featuring over 60 works by noted Canadian artists. The exhibition traces the influence of French Impressionism during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Paintings and prints will have been generously lent from several private collections, and the works from the town's historically significant Helsing collection is also included. And the exhibition continues until July 23rd at the Helsing Gallery. So great date night out with the lady or with the partner or whatever, and check out some cool art. I love going to check out art. My grandmother was a fairly famous artist. She even has a room dedicated to her at the Burlington Art Center.
Really?
The Winifred Rose Room, and she was an amazing artist. And my daughter fortunately inherited that gene and draws just like her. Draws exactly like her. It's incredible to watch. So if you get a chance, check out the Helsing Gallery. I really highly recommend it. Or even the Burlington Art Center is a beautiful art center down in Burlington.
Yeah, and you don't realize, you walk into Helsing, and a lot of people from town walk in there and go, oh my God, is this in Georgetown?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, I totally agree. Actually, if you go into the the Georgetown Library, there's a big rug-hooked mat that hangs up on the wall, and it's a map of Canada.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right? My grandmother did that.
Really?
That's my grandmother's, yeah. And when I have the original one she did, and it got...
Has she passed on?
Yeah, she's passed on now. It had bled, the colors had bled in, so I took it to a church in Norval because the lady that runs the rug hooking there trained under my grandmother. So when I walked in and rolled this map out, this huge...
Probably started to cry.
Oh, they were just, the women just hoarded to it. Oh my God, this is a Winifred Rose and da-da-da-da-da.
This is a Winifred Rose.
Yeah, and so Grandma Winnie, yeah, love you.
Amazing. So cool. There's so many things going on.
Yeah.
And of course, with COVID taking the back seat now, a lot of things.
We're putting it in the back seat.
And we're, of course, going to be back at the Lee's Garage next week.
Yep.
So look out, Acton. Here we come. Once again. Dave the dog is going to be there, I guess. Dave the dog will probably make a cameo next weekend.
Hopefully.
And we'll all be sitting in the driveway in our deck chairs, smiling away, listening to Lee and the gang play and doing our show.
And
which we love to do that.
May 22nd, I want to inform everybody, May 22nd, we're opening Lee's Garage to all our jammers, so all my musician buddies. The doors are open. We're going to have a ton of musicians there. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a dynamite day. I can't wait for it. And a lot of my musician friends obviously can't wait for it because they keep bugging me. But when's it opening? When's it opening?
And don't forget the karaoke is really getting popular at the
yeah, it's become quite popular here.
Tuesday night and Wednesday night you have the, what is it again?
The acoustic jam on Wednesday night. We have the louder jam on Sunday. Of course, live music Fridays and Saturday nights, or the odd comedy club that comes in too as well.
They have the entertainment here.
Absolutely.
And come on up for the weekend, guys.
Had some great bands in already. Got some more bands coming in. Tin Roof will be here. Crazy Chester will be here next month in June. And so a lot going on in the little room that rocks the Appalachian. And check it out. Come by 68 Main Street North. We'd love to have you by. Check out the awesome food. They got amazing chefs in the kitchen. Super hot fries. Super hot. I'm still burning the roof of my mouth. But it's a great location, and the poor girl just about killed herself there. If you could see what's going on off camera, you'd be amazed.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But yeah, we highly recommend it. And also to remind people, the patios are now open, so you can check out all the cool patios around town. The Harp's got a gorgeous patio there. The George, the Symposium here, the Shoeless Joe's, everybody's.
Kelsey's.
Yeah, Kelsey's. Even, Barbertown's got a little one out there as well.
The side.
Got the side there, yeah. Tanner's, Tanner's really cool place too. I love their patio because of that garage. Yeah. That garage is so cool, man. It's such a cool setup.
Why did they put the houses where they did, though?
I know.
Right next to it, come on.
Yet it's not them that complains, it's the one behind her that complains all the time about the loud music, so.
I'd love to live there, it wouldn't bother me at all.
Wouldn't bug me one bit. But if you're at Tanner's, just go down a block or two and you'll come to Lee's Garage and all the live music you could possibly want.
And you might even meet Dave the dog.
Yeah.
I know. Can't wait.
Just can't stop wiggling.
Now, don't forget as well, 905-873-9255. Get your best deal on tires. If you need your tires replaced, if you need need your vehicle fixed, truck as well, go to Max Tires.
Switching over,
905-873-9255. And they're located at 61 Guelph Street in Georgetown. How are we doing for time?
We're done.
We're finished? All right. Okay, so we'd like to say that, of course, community is driven by community. You navigate, and we drive. And we've said that, of course. I haven't said that in 3 weeks, so.
It's been a while. It's good to have you.
You remembered it better today than you've done in
Ever.
so long.
I know. Well, I've
We
been.
need to give them a break once in a while. The mind works better.
I've been in training. I'm studying things, but it's always fun getting together with these two guys every week on the show.
I've missed you guys, man. Like I said, doing that show on my own from my house was weird. It just felt so weird. It felt out of place.
You did a great job. I mean, I was going to come in here last week and do it, but then I thought to myself, Well, I was going to do it, and then Leah said, well, I'm dead too.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I needed another few days.
I was going to wing it on
Sorry
my
we
own.
missed everybody last week,
Yeah.
but health is more important, and we had
course
to
it
take
is.
care of our health and get us back to where
we
we
don't
are
wanna spread
today.
it.
And
Well, that too.
the Bulldogs are playing lacrosse. They won't be in town this week. They're in Nepean for Saturday night.
That's just outside of Ottawa for anybody who doesn't know.
Eastern Ontario. And but we played a couple of games. We lost to the West Durham Ironheads 8-5, and we lost to the Brampton Excelsiors. So we're off to a little bit of a rough start. But
little
it's nice
rocky.
to get the boys back out there playing lacrosse.
God, yeah.
It's been how many years for the Bulldogs now? 3 almost.
3, I think.
3 years,
Yeah.
like 2.5, 3 years since the Bulldogs have even played. And so it's important, you know, we support hockey in the wintertime with the Raiders. Of course, the Raiders are long gone because of they got knocked out by Milton.
Yeah.
But now let's get out and support our lacrosse teams and our all of our sports
Absolutely.
activities, soccer. There's so many things going on. Georgetown Soccer Association.
Even Christ the King Jaguars, they're getting ready for their season, you know, to wrap up. And
Georgetown High. I mean,
Yeah.
we got a couple of beautiful football fields in town, especially CTK.
oh, that
It's just
CTK
gorgeous.
one's gorgeous. I was sitting there the other night.
When you see a drone fly over Georgetown, you know the first 2 things you notice are 2 football fields. Looks like an American town, which is really cool. So we're going to wrap
Friday
it
night
up.
lights.
I'm going to. Can I have the left side of that plate?
Absolutely.
Put some salt and pepper on that.
Oh,
side.
God, yeah.
Let me get mine.
Coat that sucker.
But we'll see you. We'll see you next week with
Yeah.
more information. You know, if the creeks don't rise, and God lets us get here without being sick again. But again, we apologize for being ill, but can't help being sick.
Nope.
I wouldn't say sorry.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, you know, I mean, I want to be here with doing the thing. You know.
And like I say,
we do, but-
next week at Lee's Garage, so can't wait for that. Super stoked about that. Mark your calendars for May 22nd for Lee's Garage opening with a ton of jammers.
Barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have Gord's Hot Dogs there for the May 22nd thing as well. That's confirmed. So we're looking forward to that and super stoked.
Right on.
For Big Daddy Russ Horton, I'm Lee Lakin, Leah Lywood. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for coming back to us, and we love all of our viewers out there. And any comments, please send them to us. We'd love to hear from you. So, chimes.
Oh, the chimes. I was
He's
gonna-
going for the fries.
Go for the ride.
I'm thinking about the fries more than the chimes. Okay.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll catch you on the B-side.
Very nice.